Thank you for joining me for another episode of Taste of Magic. This episode, I'm talking about my top 10 favorite flavorful cards from Return to Ravnica. Number 10 is Fairy Imposter. This card I like a lot. The flavor is kind of funny. You thought you were fighting this one creature, but it's actually a fairy. The fairy doesn't actually have flash or anything, but the fact that it turns out one of your other creatures is actually a fairy is kind of funny. It's a 2/1 for 1 mana, which is kind of powerful. And I also like the flavor text about how many 10th Street shops display a sign that says no cloaks allowed because they don't want fairies coming into their shop. So it's just kind of a funny card. It's fun. I think it has uses. Number 9 is Survey the Wreckage. I like this card just because the art makes sense. It's destroy a land and you get a 1/1 goblin. Um, it's just kind of a fun card. The flavor text is also kind of fun. Goblins and architects seldom get along. And, it seems expensive, but at the same time, they've raised the land destruction cost from 3 to 4. So really, you're just paying one more for a goblin token. So it's a decent card, I think, and maybe in limited, but probably not anywhere else. Number 8 is Rogue's Passage. This card I like just because, like, in a plane full of cities, and there's got to be secret passages somewhere, and I like the secret passage gives a creature unblockability, and that's just a cool thing. I like this one a lot. I like the art, and the flavor text is kind of fun. So number 7 is Search Warrant. I like this card a lot. It's similar to Peak, but instead of drawing a card, you gain life. So I like the Search Warrant theme. You search your opponent's hand, and you look at all their cards, and then you gain life equal to the number of cards. And the flavor text is kind of funny. The Azorius guy is searching the Izzet guy's bag. Um, just kind of fun. Azorius has a lot of flavor in it this time around. They're basically the cops. They're the cops and they're the Senate. So they have a lot of flavor, and I like this one a lot. Number 6 is the Codex Shredder. This is basically just the shred machine that you would find in a library. So it shreds one card at a time, basically. Or you can break it open and you can get a card out of your graveyard. So you can break it open and try and retrieve one of the cards or one of the papers that went into it. Number 5 is Guild Feud. Guild Feud is a lot of fun. It's only useful in casual games, probably, but in casual games, it's going to be a lot of fun, especially like Commander. This is definitely like a Commander card, but it's just so fun. Like you just want that moment where you pull off your guild leader, and they pull off their guild leader, and your guild leader is bigger than theirs, and that would be fun. Like you pull out Rakdos, and they pull out Jared or something like that, and he's much smaller, so he gets killed. That's kind of what you want to happen with the guild feud. Number 4 is Martial Law. Another Zorius card. I like it a lot. It's They're detaining cards or detaining people every turn, basically. The flavor text is good. The art is good. It's just a good card. I like it a lot. And actually, this is probably one of the more useful ones in my list. So, as far as playing. Number 3 is Oak Street Innkeeper. So, this one's kind of fun. And basically, you get once your creatures attack and it's not your turn, then they have hexproof because they're in the safe place, and you don't have to worry about them because they went to the inn. So that's really fun. And this is another. The picture is kind of good. There's kind of like I guess there's a dog in the corner. I don't know what that's about, but the elf. She looks like an innkeeper. They got the nice innkeeper sign. I like this one. Number two is this one's a lot of fun. It's Azor's Allocutors. And this one is the one that gives you filibuster counters. So it's got to be on the list just because of that, because filibuster counters are pretty flavorful. You win the game by filibustering, pretty much. And this one's good. I like, this again, I like the art. The three Azorius guys just, speaking over top of each other. And this is just a fun card. Alternate win cards always get somebody thinking. That there's been only like 10 of them over the course of Magic, but alternate win cards are always fun. And one of my very first alternate win deck was Coalition Victory, and I had a lot of fun making that. And I drove my friends crazy because I would play it and say, well, I win. And this is the same kind of deal where, you're going to get it going, and assuming you have the right strategy so that they can't really do much, and then you get your last filibuster counter, and you're just like, I win, and you're going to drive somebody crazy in your kitchen table. So I like it a lot. And my number one favorite flavorful card is the Street Sweeper. I love this card. It is so fun. Pretty much useless for the most part, but it is very fun. It just scrubs the lands clean. All those dirty auras that are on your lands, and this can be beneficial to you, or you can use it offensively or defensively. If they put a bad enchantment on your land, then you can scrub it off, or if they have good enchantments on their lands, you can scrub it off. So I like it a lot. It's got a fairly big body, which is nice, and I think that makes it kind of playable. I mean, not really, but it's kind of fun thing. It's like I can't really think of many instances where you would play Street Sweepers, unless like maybe if you were in a limited game, and the first game you noticed that he had like two really good enchant lands, and you're like, oh, I need to get rid of those enchant lands, and you decide to put your Street Sweeper in. But even then, it's like it's not going to come in till later. So those are my top 10, my favorite flavorful cards. I'll return to Ravnica. Feel free to tell me in the comments what's your favorite flavorful card, and I will see you next week on Taste of Magic.